Welcome, Badass Manifester. I am so glad you are here. I'm your host and head coach, Ashley Gordon, master mindset and manifestation biz expert, founder of the Quantum Coaching certification, and multiple six-figure entrepreneur obsessed with empowering you to create quantum leaps in your energy, your life, and your business. This is the show to help you make magic your everyday normal, where the ripple effect is real and the guest experts are world class. My mission is to power your conscious and subconscious mind with manifestation teachings, business tools, and coaching techniques to put your potential into action. Consider this your weekly up level. Are you ready for quantum transformation? Let's do this. Our coaching confessional, right? It's our coaching confessions of a world-class coach. I have some freaking amazing coaches in the waiting room right now who are going to spill the tea. And I'm so freaking excited because this is actually the best day of this training. Now, I can't say that because every day is so amazing, but this is one of the best days of this training. And I'm so excited to kind of dive into all these confessions. So we're just going to get started so I can bring in these beautiful souls who are waiting to be part of this training. I have a couple slides that I'm going to share before I bring them in fully. I just want to say thank you to everyone who participated in the group, who tagged me on Instagram, who shared what their biggest takeaway was from yesterday. I feel like there was a lot of aha moments regarding what coaching actually is. And a lot of you are feeling like, you've got this, you have this nudge, you have this pull forward and you're ready to follow it. And I think it's such a beautiful, synchronicity because today you're going to hear from some coaches who also felt that way for a really long time. And it took them a minute to get on board with this calling that they feel inside their heart and soul. And so I'm excited for them to be able to share that with you and what their journey's been like. So if you're watching on Instagram and you want to be in the Facebook group and see the slides and see these beautiful souls, great, come on in, Big Coach Energy Facebook group. But let's dive into the content. So just a reminder about the giveaway. The more you participate, the more you post, the more you share, the more you interact in the comments, the more chances you have to win. That's it. And we're giving away $1,000, $500 each to the top two people who interact the most, $300 coupon to two people who interact the most, and $200 for people who interact the most. My team is literally tracking all of it. We have a massive spreadsheet. So yeah, interact as much as possible. And a reminder that if you have not yet gotten your money bundle, get your money bundle. It is only for this week, $11, quantumcoach.co/money? Yeah, /money. So this bundle is like, it's amazing. It's so easy. It's so digestible. And it's just going to give you the boost that you are probably desiring to get into the money mindset that you want to really attract in powerful people who are ready to make powerful decisions to work with you. Right. And that's the vibe. So just a reminder on that. And let's dive in. I don't know why after I click that slide, it goes off of the screen. It's so bizarre. Okay, hold on. So what are we going to cover today? Today, we are going to be covering what it means to be a world-class coach, confessions of a world-class coach, and the biggest mistakes to avoid in your coaching. It's actually my favorite discussion because I find that these few tweaks in your coaching, and I think our students will say the same, it's actually life-changing for your clients and for you in your coaching. So you're going to learn what the biggest mistakes are, and you're going to meet our current and past QCA students and hear about their confessions and their transformations. So let's just dive in, okay? Confessions of a world-class coach. The thing that I feel most people don't talk about on the internet. There's so many coaches out there doing good work in the world, doing amazing work in the world. And yet there's like this hush thing that, yeah, maybe we don't actually know everything that we need to know about the craft of coaching. And so we're going to kind of crack it open today and just go there. So in the waiting room, we have Danny, and this is her Instagram here. And everyone go follow all of these beautiful souls. Like as we're doing this, or write their Instagrams down so you can go stalk them out. She used to think that she had to have it all together and have all the answers to guide her clients through powerful transformation. So I'm just curious in the comments, who here resonates with this confession, that you felt like you had to have it all together all of the time in order to guide your clients through transformation? Like you have to be perfect all of the time in order to be a coach, right? Huge confession. I can definitely relate to that one. So yeah, Lizzie's in the chat. She's like, I definitely felt this. This is very common when it comes to, starting to be a coach. And then we have Coach Emma. Shout out Emma. She's a mentor coach in QCA as well. She used to worry about doing harm by not having the best possible training. I was confused about the lines between coaching and therapy in my niche, whether I had the skills to go deep enough and whether that was even the right thing to do. I also worked way too hard in sessions thinking it was all on me. Thank you, Emma, for sharing that. Oh, this is huge, right? I think that's a huge fear that we're going to do harm as a coach when we don't actually have the skills and the tools to go deep with our clients. And I would say the work that we do in QCA and the work that our coaches do with their clients is very, very deep. And they have the tools to do that. And they know how to keep a safe and secure container in an ethical manner, right? So just trusting that fear of being afraid that you might harm someone is actually, it's actually there for a really good reason. And once you have the skills and tools to move through that, you'll really just let that go. And we'll hear from Emma in a little bit how she feels now. And then we have Callie, coaching with Callie. She used to feel a deep pressure to relate to her clients. This is so common with her past experiences, thinking that she needed to be able to understand what they were going through. And as you can imagine, that can only take you so far. Callie, so relate to that. Like, share in the chat. Okay, everyone's relating to everything that's being shared here. So this is definitely something that I feel like most coaches lean on is their past experiences. And guess what? As we talked about yesterday, coaching isn't about what you know or what you've been through. And here's a truth bomb for you. You might never go through what your clients go through. And that's okay. And then we have Kelly at Kelly.Hayes. I was going to say Helly, Kelly.Hayes. Her ego used to think coaching was telling people what to do to create change in their lives. I used to think I didn't know how to listen or hold space. I used to feel lost in how I was going to fulfill the fire within that knew that I was meant to create positive impact in the world. And I used to feel alone in my journey. Her transformation is like, it's wild. It's amazing. And I think that that's also very common, like telling people what we think they need, giving advice, right? Giving advice it's most of our go-tos, I would say, in life, right? We just feel like we need to give advice to everyone that we know. And the reality is that people don't necessarily need advice, but they need what? What do they need? Put it in the comments. What do you think they need? Kelly is on fire. I can feel the energy so much, struggling with empathetic feelings, a lot with others, getting slowly to a better point. Love that. Yes, Amy, thanks for sharing that. I think people, yeah, exactly, Lizzie. People just want to be heard. They just want to be heard. They want space held for them. And so that's what we get to do as coaches. And then we have Lizzie, shout out. She used to think that she used to coach from her own personal experience, assuming that she knew what was the best way forward for the client. So I would give advice on what actions they should take. Again, who here is an advice giver? Raise your hand. Anyone in the crowd? Lean on the advice that you give your clients. I think that it's very, it comes from a loving place of wanting to help people. And I promise you, coaching becomes so much easier when you let go of giving advice. Yeah, exactly, Ashley. 100%. Yeah. Clients need attention for sure to feel seen and heard, community and guidance. Oof me, we're resonating here. Okay, good. And then we have Lauren, flow with low. Lauren used to think that she had to stick to a certain way of coaching and that all of my sessions had to be the same format and style. I'm so glad you said this because, man, we don't have to have it planned out. We don't have to have it planned out in any certain way. And you will bring your own style into it and it will be organic because you'll be using and pulling from all the tools that you have, right? And so she said, I stuck to what I knew and very rarely switched things up. And now she's like, she's crushing it. She just sold out her retreat. She's just flying, flying, flying. Okay, and then we have Allie. Allie, she used to prioritize a safe and steady paycheck over living in her purpose. I feel like this is hitting home for so many people. And of course, if you're watching the replay, please let us know which ones you're resonating with the most, which ones really stick out to you. And maybe it's a bit of all of them. You can just hashtag replay and let us know. QCA has played a huge role in bringing clarity to what I'm meant to do and has given me tools for building my purposeful life. I know I'm able to offer quality service and will help countless people. And I know that's true. Yes. So everyone go follow these beautiful souls because they're in the work. They're doing the thing that maybe you want to be doing. And then we have Laura. So excited. Laura, she used to have a really strong desire to become a life coach, but lacked the confidence and understanding of what it truly meant. My fear and self-doubt had been replaced by a deep knowing that this is what I'm meant to do. I'm so glad you shared that. I've been getting so many DMs, like literally yesterday, like I think like 3 different people reached out to me saying they just don't know where to start. They have this call and they have this nudge and they don't know what direction is the direction to start in. So maybe Laura, you can speak to that when you come on. And then we have Courtney. Courtney used to be nervous before conducting coaching sessions, thinking that she had to have each session planned out, filled with things. And she used to let anxiety creep into the session instead of actually just being present with her clients and allowing the client to lead the session. Who can relate to that? I think that it's so common to feel like anxious before you start a coaching session because you don't actually know where it's going to go. And then you get really in your head and it creates a lack of rapport in the session with your people. So I'm curious if you're listening, Instagram, Facebook, what is your coaching confession? What is your coaching confession? Hi, Em. Hi, Callie. What is yours? Paula says, feeling so anxious before the Zoom meeting launches. Yes, I can totally remember that feeling. Destiny can totally relate. Hey, Destiny. Yeah, what's your confession? Drop it in. And I'm going to bring on these beautiful souls. So if you want to meet us in the Facebook group, we're over here and you'll be able to see all these beautiful souls. And after they come on, we're going to go into the 5 biggest mistakes that you might be making. So without further ado, let's welcome our amazing coaches. Woo! Hi, everyone. So happy that you're here. So grateful. Everyone just saw you on the screen and saw your confessions, which has been really impactful. And I would love to just kick it off with whoever would like to go first and share, just remind them what your confession was. And then, yeah, just a little bit about your journey of how you're getting to the other side of that or how you've gotten to the other side of that. We'll kick us off.
I can start. My confession was pretty much that I had this deep knowing that I really wanted to be a life coach once I really discovered what it was about a year ago. And it clicked. It was like, this is what has been inside of me for so long, like begging to come out, like my true passion. And so I hired a life coach myself, but I didn't understand how to fully embody and show up as a life coach. I knew I wanted to do it, but I didn't have the confidence. And I didn't want to call myself a life coach unless I felt like I could really, truly change lives. And I could, be that person. And so I discovered QCA and it just felt so right. And I obviously we all started in January, and I can tell you the person that I was in January and the person that I am now is complete opposite. I have so much confidence that I can truly change lives. And I mean, if you have told me in January that I'd be feeling this confident and this excited about starting my business, I don't know if I would have believed you. I would have been really excited, but I've been like, really? I don't know. But it seriously has been one of the best investments that I have made. And I've learned so much about myself in the process as well. I'm a better mother, I'm a better wife, I'm a better friend, all of that. But also I just know that I can fully step up as a life coach at this point. And one big thing I learned too was, again, like I think it was, I can't remember who it was that said it, but you don't have to relate to your clients. Like, they are finding their own answers. You just have to have the tools to be able to help them find their own answers. And so that's been a beautiful realization too, that, I mean, really, as long as someone is willing to do the work on themselves, you just have to kind of guide them, but it's their own work to do.
So amazing. So beautifully said. I love your transformation so much. It's so beautiful to see. And I feel like it's so common too for people to have that feeling. And I know that you made a transition, like you're wanting to transition from what you're doing now to full-time, starting, like working in your business, growing your business.
Yeah. And the funny thing too is I kind of have, like the perfectionist tendencies. And so I can't start my life coaching business until I'm completely done with QCA. And it didn't work out that way. The universe is like, nope, you need to start earlier. So I actually started my business like 2 months ago now. And it's just, I had the confidence, like really after like a month or two of QCA, it was like, I'm ready. And so it's so beautiful how, I mean, I just really feel ready. Like, I'm so ready, and I'm so ready to really get my business going and make this my full-time. It's my passion. So yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. I love this confession, because you were someone who literally had like no business at all. Just a calling to like move forward. I'm just curious, how long did you wait before the calling was there until you actually took action?
You mean like as far as starting my business or joining QCA?
Both.
Okay. I would say it was probably almost a year. Like, it was February, I feel like, of last year that I even discovered Life Coaching World. Mm-hmm. And it was like, oh my gosh, I love this. And I did a few things. I hired a life coach. I took like a manifestation course. And that's how I was exposed to QCA. And it was just a knowing, like, I have to do this. And I just, when we talked to you and you had told me, you're going to feel so confident from taking this course, I knew that's what I needed. I just needed the confidence. I had the passion, I had the drive, I had the want, the need almost to like help people in a better way. But I needed that guidance. I needed that, that foundation. Yes. And so, yeah. So it was about a year until I joined QCA. And then what was the other one? Oh, starting my business. Yeah. So my goal was to start my business in June, and I started it like February or March. So it's pretty
expedited. And I'm curious, if you're watching this and you have questions for any of our panelists, definitely drop them in the chat. They're happy to answer anything that you want to know about their journey. And just like from our coaches in here, I'm curious if you could share, and I want everyone to share, but how long it took you when you had the nudge to actually like move forward with your journey. Feel free to just unmute and pop. I'm just curious if you all know.
It took me like a day. Like, I honestly like did not know what a coach was like 8 months ago.
I love that. Yes.
Yeah.
What a contrast.
And so like within 2 weeks, I did 3 different discovery calls, and 2 of them were like really mainstream people. My husband's been following them on everything for years, and One of them I resonated with, the other one I didn't, but it was just the first coach I knew. And then this was my third discovery call. And
oh, so you were having discovery calls for joining different coaching programs.
yeah, like within 2
certified.
weeks. Yeah. So like I found out what a coach was, and then I booked my first discovery call, and then I didn't vibe with them so much. And so I booked 2 more, like one other guy, and then you.
That's wild.
Yeah. And then
That's amazing.
it was really fast.
Okay. I love how we have this contrast of like a year and a day. Like, okay, who else will pop in here? What else? What's your,
I actually, it was a little bit different. I was undercover. I was a coach. I hate to put quotes. I was a coach, but for another women's company. So I was coaching like 1,400 students, but under someone else. And I kept having people message me like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? And I was like, no, I'm not a coach. I'm not a coach, but I was coaching. So it really was an eye opener to me. It took me quite some time. Like for anyone watching, it takes some balls. I don't know if I can say that on here. But it was literally
I said dick like 3 times yesterday.
such a fear of doing something that I was already doing. And I had no idea why. I was constantly sitting there like, well, I can't coach, even though I was coaching. So for me, it did take almost 1.5 years until I reached the point where either I do this or I'm becoming someone that I no longer want to be. And that's what I mean. Yeah.
Wow, that's a really powerful confession. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. It eats at you inside. You're like, okay, I got to do this, but like, I'm resisting it. I kind of have a similar story with that too, where I was resisting it for so long. I don't know why I was. I don't know why I was either. I guess I was just scared. I think that's what it was. I was terrified. Amy said, very inspiring. Okay, cool. Who will share their confession? I know Danny was unmuting, or Lauren.
Yeah.
Whoever.
Go
ahead, girl.
Okay. So mine was that I thought I had to have it all together to create transformation in people's lives. And my niche is like vulnerability, which is great because it helps build connections and get accountability and support. And there's so much fantastic stuff that comes out of being vulnerable. But on the flip side, I've built my following on Instagram from being a train wreck and like being very honest about all of my struggles in life. And I think that has been kind of a positive because people have been able to see my transformation. That's one thing about QCA that I didn't fully appreciate when I signed up, is that we go through coaching ourselves through the program with the peer coaches, and the transformation that I've received is, I mean, even if I wasn't trained to be a coach, the transformation that I've gotten just from the coaching was well worth the cost itself. But one thing that I've learned is that I don't need to have all the answers. The client has all the answers within, and I just have to listen and ask empowering questions. And so essentially I can coach on anything as long as it's ecologically safe and won't harm anyone and is, within my morals. Then I'm not limited to what I know, and that I have to have it all together all the time. And it's so freeing that I can just be my authentic self, messy and vulnerable and keeping it real.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. I think that that's such a sticking point for so many people, is that they have to show up perfect and have all the answers. And I mean, I could see why that would stop a lot of people from following this calling that they have, because damn, that's a lot of pressure, And so it is very freeing on the other side of that. And I'm so glad that you followed it, and that you have really, I mean, all of you have transformed in such huge ways. It's so beautiful to see. And I think that you sharing your own personal transformation is so impactful for the people that are following you, because they're like, okay, if she can do it, I can do it. And I feel like that's what this live is all about too. It's like, if you all can do it, then the people watching that want to do it, they can do it too,
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, showing transformation is so powerful. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay. Whoever has questions, drop them in the chat too. Feel free. Ashley said, Danny, I feel that way too. Amy said, absolutely 100%. Yep. Who else will share? What? Pop on in.
I can go.
Okay.
Good morning, flow with low. I actually was taking notes too, and it's so funny because Laura and Danny both touched on it. I think it's so important to really acknowledge the transformation we've all made personally. It's just so, so special. And for me, I know we've talked a lot. Oh, my confession, let's rewind. My confession was the toolbox. So I always thought to myself, my sessions kind of had to be the same. You know, I teach the same thing. I'm providing the same quote unquote transformation. And I would script my sessions out. Like I would have a script in front of me and I would know how we started, what the middle looked like, what the ending. This was the agenda almost for the day. And then QCA allowed me to really just let go of that. And I know we talk a lot about confidence and how much confidence we built in this program, how much courage we received. And weirdly, I don't know how this is going to sit. It was the opposite for me. I had the confidence. Like I've had the confidence. I came in with the confidence. QCA allowed me to be vulnerable. That's really what it taught me. It allowed me to have moments of weakness. It allowed me to not have to be strong all the time and know that it's okay to have those moments of weakness, that vulnerability is just as powerful, and that we don't have to be this 100% perfect person for our clients. They're attracting to us for who we are and for our story and for the transformation that we can provide them, and just simply holding that space. So it wasn't the confession I had on the slide, but I think that's one of my biggest confessions was I don't always have to be the confident, strong person. QCA has allowed me to finally be vulnerable and to open up and have moments of weakness. So that was extremely special to me, and letting my guard down. The transformation personally that I've been able to provide for myself really does now shine into my clients, and they feel that. And it's been amazing. These coaches on this call, like they're the ones who broke me down and let me shed tears in public. And I will let you know, big girls do cry. We do.
That was, Bella said it perfectly. It was the confession that we needed. It was the confession that we needed, straight from the heart. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I think that lands so beautifully because it's your truth. And when you speak your truth and share your truth, it really, really just, you can feel it right here. And I think that's your next level, right? Like that's what your next level was. You got what you, maybe you got what you thought you needed, but also what you didn't even know that you needed through the process.
The only last thing I would love to add is QCA is not just for new coaches. And I think that was a huge eye opener for me. And for anyone who's here today, you don't have to be a new coach. Full confessions, I thought it was like, oh, new coaches learning how to be a coach. It's not. You can transform the tools that you already have. There's always room for education and knowledge and expansion of learning. But I think for me as a coach already, I needed to be surrounded by other powerful coaches to be able to motivate me to keep going.
I'm so glad that you shared that, because it's sometimes hard to share how the program really is for someone who, like, someone can't imagine how it could be for someone brand new, and then also someone who already has a very established, thriving business and is already coaching. So I'm glad you kind of pull it together. And I think that, like Lauren just had an event with how many people?
32 women.
32 women. Oh, and we did an exercise in QCA and we visualized this event selling out, and it more than sold out. Right. And like, that's the vibe, right? So maybe someone in the program doesn't have an event like that yet, but it doesn't matter. Like it literally doesn't matter, because you're showing the coaches that are brand new what's possible as you're showing yourself what's possible. So it's such a gift.
Well, it's the newest coaches that actually showed me what was possible. So that's a truth bomb for the day. Everyone talks about learning from the experts, but I think I've learned the most from the people who are just starting out.
Wow.
Yeah.
So cool. So cool. I'm loving this so much. Yeah, Bella said the commitment to never arriving, huge. Ashley said, yes, big girls are allowed to cry, big tears. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bree said she loves that, Lauren. She can relate so strongly. Thanks, Bree. Thanks, Lauren. Cool. Amazing. This is such a good conversation. Okay, who else will chime in and add to? Yeah, Allie.
I'll go. Yeah, I mean, I touched a little bit on my confession earlier, but it just kind of goes in line. I think I have so much in common, like what Laura shared, what Lauren shared, Danny, we all have so much in common. And I think the biggest takeaway from QCA so far has been the community. It's really brought my feminine energy out. I've been the breadwinner in my family. I was a single mom. I have 2 kids. I have 3 dogs. I'm like, how am I going to fit this 6-month program in with life? But I think it also kind of forced me to quit a job, during that was not in line with my path. And it just kind of lit my path up and made it so clear as to where I'm going to go and what's meant for me. And I've always known that I need to follow my magic, and it's really just kind of shown me like where my magic is and gave me the tools that I needed.
You're so magical. I think that needs to be your slogan, like follow your magic. Seriously.
Yeah.
So powerful. And everyone watching, I mean, Allie left her career that was keeping her safe and maybe not so safe actually. And now she's like full force going for her dream. Like this is the work that we're doing. This is the magic that we're doing. Hope says, follow my magic. Yes. You are an inspiration, Allie.
Yeah, I'm working on 2 programs. One's going to be like follow your magic, and the other one is fuck off fear. So
oh, yes.
I feel like they go so well together. I probably got bleeped for that on Instagram, but
no, it's fine. It's good. We like that. That's so awesome. I love those programs that you're creating. And so you said something about the time to fit in QCA. And I feel like that's a big sticking point for people is like, how am I going to fit this in when I have so much going on in life? How do you fit it in? How do you make it work?
I make it a priority on Thursdays. I know Thursday is our call. I have not been able to make the business calls, but I've watched the replays. I make sure I'm there for like the longer, like 2 and 3 day events. And I just learned to not guilt myself. I know that I can make it up. I think that's a big thing. My coaches in this program have helped me abolish the mom guilt, the school guilt, all the guilt. And that's, I think, something that was holding me back from trying new things was, guilting myself if I don't do it perfectly.
I think that that's a huge theme that shows up for a lot of people inside of this container, because you want to show up fully and perfectly and all the things. And yeah, you gave yourself grace is what I'm hearing. Is like you gave yourself grace to allow life to flow and allow this to flow. And look at you now.
Yeah. And I think just like feeling safe in this group, like one of my calls with my peer client, I apologize. I'm like, I want to be my best for you. And right now I can't bring what you need. I can't bring all of my energy. So can we postpone till tomorrow? And she's like, of course. So I think just like feeling that safe and knowing that we all know that we are all busy and we're all trying our best. And I've never felt more safe than I do with this group.
Thank you for sharing that. That's huge. That's huge. Yeah, I'm looking at the boxes right now. I'm looking at all of your faces and I'm like, I feel like we just hang out every day. Like, I feel like we all know each other so well. It's so wild what gets created and as far as like connection and community in this space. It's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing your story with us, your confession with us.
Can I touch on one little thing she said as well?
Yeah, for sure.
Is that when I signed up for QCA, I knew that it was such an elite coaching program, but the business coaching that you guys offer as well is so helpful for me as I'm starting out my own business. And I feel like that is a missing piece with so many other programs. And so like you said, like Allie said, we can watch the replays if you miss it, but that has been really, really helpful for me getting started as a new business owner for the first time.
Thank you for highlighting that. it's really important for us to feel like you don't have to choose between having a business container or program and having your coaching certification. And so that was something that we have recently added in, I would say, over the last year, and it's been massive. So thank you for saying that. I really, really appreciate you highlighting that. Lizzie.
I wanted to add something to that because I remember, Ashley, when we were on the discovery call, I was like, yeah, because I had started my coaching business like maybe 4 months before I joined, or 4 to 5 months before I joined QCA. And so I remember like I already had a business coach, and I remember telling you like, I don't need the business coaching. That's part of it. I'm really coming for the coaching certification and all of that. But the business coaching and training that we've received has been so incredible. It's so valuable. And so I definitely want to echo what Danny is saying. And the other theme that has been coming up a lot that I've heard a lot of us say in the groups is that we don't really want to be coached by non-quantum coaches again. And the fact that Kelly, our business coach, is a quantum coach is so incredible, because it goes back to this thing of we don't need to be told what to do. We just need that safe space to do business and to do coaching in a way that's right for us. So I really wanted to highlight that too. So I love that. Yeah, it's just there's so much powerful transformation that we all go through. And once we become quantum coaches, it's like, okay, we know what kind of level of coach we want, and it's a quantum coach. So I thought that's amazing. Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. It really is true, I have to say, because so many of our past students, they only hire quantum coaches. And I actually had someone reach out to me recently, a past client of mine, and she's like, I don't know if you're taking one-on-one coaching right now, but if you are, I want to work together again. And if you're not, please send me one of the students that you've trained. And I'm like, oh my gosh, wow. So thank you for saying that. And wait, hold on. We got to bring Lizzie back on, because Lizzie went through a whole discovery call with me. And it was such an amazing call. Like every single piece of it was amazing. And then at the very end, she's like, yeah, I just don't know if this is for me. I don't think I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
You were really, really on the fence. Like you did not know if you were going to join.
Yes, I was. So I hadn't followed you I don't really remember how I came across you, but I had received an email along with all the other emails I get every day. And for some reason, yours stuck out. I think it was your podcast episode on you were explaining what NLP is. And I was like, okay, interesting. I'll listen to this as I eat breakfast. And then I listened to the podcast episode, and it was the morning of actually BCE Live day 1. So it's like, okay, I'll just go join, see what it's about. And then it was this week of BCE Live that made me get to know you and Jenna and everyone else and what the program was. And I was like, I need this, even though like I had a couple of months before with my business coach and everyone around me, I had this message that like, you don't need to be certified as a coach. Like you don't need it. You can coach from your personal experience, and that's fine. And those are the messages I was receiving. And I was in this point in my life where I had just been doing another business. I was doing brand photography before. And so I had been working on that business and then realizing like, I really want to do coaching. And now I'm going to switch my business. And I've already invested so much money into coaching for that business and all the tools I need, systems, all this stuff. And I love learning. So I'm always investing in courses. So I had just invested a lot. And then I was getting this message that like, you just need to be more confident, know that you're enough, trust yourself. You don't need a certification. It's not a regulated industry and you can do it. You ask great questions, you can hold space. Just coach from your personal experience, because you're teaching or you're coaching people through like career transitions. So I was really struggling with this idea, like, do I need a certification or do I just need to trust myself more? And then I feel like what I was learning through BCE Live and like loving the vibe and the energy of the group was that I want to be the best coach I can be. Like if I'm going to choose to be a coach, which finally feels like I found my calling, then I want to be the best coach that I can be. And I was also growing in my like spiritual journey and loving like energy modalities. And I was like, QCA gives me both the coaching and like all the other energy healing modalities. So that was really important for me, because in the first couple of months of me coaching, I was making progress with my clients from my personal experience, but of course, talking more than the client did and giving advice. And sometimes it didn't work out because obviously people want to do what they want to do, not be told what to do. And what really started worrying me was I could ask the questions to get down to a root cause, but then I was worried I wouldn't know what to do. So like one example was like, she wants to look for a job, and what we found out was she was really struggling with self-love. She didn't love herself. So I had gone through that journey myself, so I could give her advice and some tools on how I thought she should handle that. But I freaked out. It's like, what if the root cause is something I haven't experienced or I don't know how to work through? So like that convinced me that I need some more tools, and QCA is the right place for me. So yeah, it was a lot of things I was juggling through. I knew QCA was the right program. It was the one I wanted. I don't really know much about other programs. I just knew like, I loved the vibe, I loved the energy, and I loved all the things that we were learning. So it was really just a matter of like the investment and like, do I really need the training and certification, or do I just need to trust myself more? But I knew like, yes, I've definitely gotten more confident with QCA. But yeah. So all of these thoughts were twirling around in my head as I was making the decision. And I'm so glad that I ended up here.
I'm so glad you did too. I'm so glad you did too. And you hit on so many good points. And I actually wrote one down. I'm like, I'm gonna share that later. Like, if you're talking more than your client, that's a problem. Yeah, that's really, really good. And that, yeah, go ahead.
I acknowledge Lizzie because she's saying she became more confident. I think every coach in this room, Lizzie, you have expanded your confidence more than anyone on. We don't even have enough time in QCA Live to talk about your confidence. So I do just want to acknowledge that. I think we underestimate ourselves sometimes. You came in exactly with what you described. I would think you've been a coach for like 8 years, multi-million dollar company. The way that you come in and the way that you just magnetize this energy of confidence now is so beautiful. So you're not just a little bit more confident. You are like exploding and elevating to new levels, and we are all here for it.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, I am 10,000 times more confident. And I just want to do a quick share or win, something I'm really excited about, especially because I think we were talking about the deepest inner critic yesterday. But like my deepest inner critic has been so loud and so mean to me all my life. Like I'm the most self-critical person for myself. And I feel like just a couple of weeks ago when we were doing the exercise to like work through that deepest inner critic, it's now like my best friend and my cheerleader and supporting me on. Like I did a speaking event and there was nothing negative in my head about myself. And that was a first ever. So like this stuff works, it's powerful. And so, yeah, hope you guys join us.
Wow. You know what? It's so funny because when you posted the video of you speaking, I was like, damn, who is this chick? Like you were solid and grounded. Yeah.
Rolled back up. I was like, wait, is that Lizzie?
I know.
I thought it was an ad on my feed. I was like, oh.
So amazing. So amazing.
I love that.
Thank you for sharing, Lizzie. All right, we got Emma, Callie, and Kelly. Who will share next? And if anyone has to pop off at any time, like, I totally get it. Life. Thank you for being here. Okay, Callie, go for it. Hey, girl.
Yes. Especially piggybacking off of Lizzie, like, because my coach confession was that I like had to relate to people because I've had like trauma in my past and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, I want to help people. Like, I don't want people to suffer like I do. And little did I know that like, I'm not responsible for other people, but what I am responsible for is creating space for my clients and the wisdom and tools that I've learned now and with QCA and allowing them to be empowered because they are powerful people. And so that was like the biggest thing for me. And I want to note that like QCA doesn't just change your coaching. It literally changes you as a person and every relationship in your entire life. Because once you go through it and you know these tools, you learn about NLP, like you can't unknow it. Like there's no going back. It's with you forever. And so I just want to like thank you so much, because I didn't realize how much it would impact my personal relationships, my family, and now I get to teach this to like my children too. So yes, I love that. Also, it's interesting that people like were saying like, oh, I didn't think QCA was for me, because it's like, I thought it was more for beginner coaches, because I was the opposite. I was like, you know, that's like definitely for successful people, like people who have really good like coaching businesses, they do QCA. And then it stuck with me. It's like, wait, no, like this is literally perfect. I do not have to wait till I'm quote unquote successful, because like, how do you measure that, right? And diving in, like at that point in time, like I was a single mom, I didn't have a huge income, but like that calling was there. Like it was getting annoying how much QCA was popping up. I was like, okay, something is there. I need to like book a call. So I did. And I was like, this is it. Like, this is my next step. And when I tell you I signed up for QCA, I literally within that month doubled my income, was working less hours to be able to give time to QCA and my child. And it's just been like a ripple effect. So when you trust that call, when you trust your intuition that it resonates, like powerful things happen and can open up for you.
What? Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know that happened for you.
Yeah, sure did.
Oh my God. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I'm celebrating that so much. We're all celebrating that. That's huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Mm-hmm.
And I was tearing up when you're talking about like teaching this to your kids, because that even all the times that I wanted to be a mom and like it wasn't happening, I would just imagine like that, like teaching this to my kid, like teaching this and embodying this for them and like being the best that I can be for them. And like, it's just so beautiful, because it's really about, it's an embodiment. It's a whole new embodiment. And that's what teaches them. It's being who you are, right? And living it. So, wow. That just like really struck me so much. Thank you, Callie. So glad you're here. And if you all have any questions for our panelists, please share. Okay. So, and if Emma wants to talk about this, or Kelly too, we have a couple questions. So one of them is, how did you invest? Hope this isn't too personal. Do you mean like, how specifically do you mean that question? Like, how did you invest? Meaning like, I don't know. How do you all interpret that? I mean,
Like,
yeah, I take it as kind of, how did you make it work? Oh, sorry, Laura.
I was gonna say, maybe like, did you do the payment plan? Did you pay in full? Like for me, I didn't have the whole amount. And so I wasn't going to start till July. And I was like, nope, I need to save it up. But then I realized it was a limiting belief for me. And I can do the payment plan. So I'm currently doing the payment plan. And I will say that I don't even mind when it comes out of my account every month, because it's so worth it. And yeah, I'm so glad that I didn't wait. And then I can't believe like I could be starting when I've already had such an amazing experience. So I'm so glad I took the leap.
thank you for sharing that. Yeah, Emma, go for it.
Yeah, I was super cautious cash flow wise. So when I joined, because I just quit a contract that wasn't aligned for me, I'd already trained as a coach, but I had lots of question marks about the ethics of some of how I was taught. And I was like, I know this is what I want to go deeper into, but I'm not feeling safe in it at the moment. So I quit that. I think I literally found you in a Facebook group, Ashley, about 2 days before a live round started, had the call, signed up, went with the longest payment plan possible, just because I was like, let's be sensible. You've got no income stream at the moment. And then business just boomed and I paid that off. I think while I was still in the program or not long afterwards. So yeah, really celebrated that. And I think I just got that intuitive hit when I saw you in the Facebook group. And then I got inside QCA. Jenna popped up, who's a psychotherapist. And I was like, oh, there's all this ethics. It's really clear where the boundaries are. started trusting myself more. So yeah, it's been a journey, and I'm a bit of a veteran now. I've been graduated for a couple of years, I think. So yeah, it's done amazing things for my business. Also, that for me, the ICF accreditation was really important because I just had this intuition that I wanted to do work with businesses, and my corporate clients have cared about that. So yeah, it's amazing.
Thank you so much, Emma. Go ahead, Lauren. I want to circle back to Emma after. Go for it.
No, go.
Wait, I was just going to ask, Emma, your confession was about feeling safe with people, like not harming them, right?
Yeah. I was just worried because some of the tools that I learned previously, I didn't have the words for it at the time, but the ecology wasn't always right. Mm-hmm. And then with QCA, I think you just learned such a big toolbox that for pretty much any scenario that comes up with a client, you've got a choice of 3 tools. You can really adapt it to people. It's not there's just this one way of doing things. So that felt a lot better for me. And I noticed that the work that I was doing with clients just went a lot deeper. It felt a lot safer. I didn't feel like I was performing anymore, because you really learn just to trust yourself as a coach, but also really trust your clients as well. That's one of the big things I got from QCA, and just the fact that you have someone coaching you as you go through the program was really life-changing for me. I think the universe put the 2 peer coaches that I had in my path completely for a very specific reason.
That's so amazing. And now Emma has worked her way since she's been graduated for a couple of years. She's now a mentor coach inside the program. Who here is Emma's mentor? Anyone? Lizzie. Okay, Lizzie and Callie. Amazing. Okay, we can circle back to that, but it's awesome. Like, I'm so happy that you went through the program. You went all the way through PCC level for the ICF, and now you have enough hours to be a mentor coach inside of QCA. And we love having you. You're so amazing. Thank you for being here. I love
being here. I was literally popping with pride when I was hearing, everyone sharing their stories.
Yes.
Lizzie and Callie, because I've been closer to their journeys through QCA, just seeing their growth has been unreal. So very, very proud.
Yeah. Lauren.
I was just going to acknowledge the trend, like follow your intuition.
Yeah.
I think it's so clear. Your intuition is your best friend. Like I don't care if you have the best friend in the world right now. Your intuition is the best friend you will ever have. And I think it's so important to listen to that for when the question of like, how did you invest? I had actually invested $15K. Like, I'm cringing. $15K into a coach 2 days before I had my call with Ashley. 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
And my intuition was screaming at me, like yelling fiercely. And I remember Ashley saying, when did you book your call? And I was like, it was 3 a.m. and I creepily couldn't stop thinking about you. And she was like, oh, okay. Really, I was like lying in bed and I could not stop thinking about this woman that I saw online and the email that I got from her. And my intuition was just like pulling me to like hop in bed with her. And I remember booking the call and I got on and I was like, this feels so good. And my intuition is screaming full body yes. And I remember saying yes. And Ashley said, do you want me to tell you about the program first? I was like, I'm in. I'm trusting my intuition. And again, best decision, best friend had my back, but listen to your intuition. Callie and Emma said it so beautifully. But if your intuition is telling you this is where you need to be, it is. It is.
Thank you. Thank you for highlighting that, because it is so key. It's been a huge thing for me this past couple of weeks as well. So yes. Okay, Kelly is like patiently waiting her turn. Best for last. Just kidding. You're on the Go for it.
Ashley, you already know, like, I have so much to say. I don't even know how to like consolidate it down to just how much I am so grateful for this program and so grateful for trusting my intuition and all of the women that I've been able to have such beautiful connections and community with. So for me, I mean, I was never a coach. I kind of thought I wanted to be a life coach throughout my life. Like, I would have these little episodes where like it would just kind of like sit in my mind, and I never really knew what a life coach was. And it's so funny because I usually do a lot of research when I do things, and I just knew that this was for me. And I remember getting done. It was like the first or second class we had. And because I'm an Aquarius, so I think I know everything. So I totally thought I was going to become a coach and I was going to tell everybody what to do because I'm always right, because I have the best advice. And like, I told my husband, I was like, it's the complete opposite to what I thought I was going to be doing on a regular basis. I don't tell anyone anything on what they should be doing. I only empower people to like come up with the decisions themselves. And I feel like just that in itself is so empowering, not only just for my clients, but also for all of my relationships, even the communication, like Laura said, with her husband and her family, like the relationships that I've been able to foster because of the new ways that I've learned how to communicate is incredible. The relationship with my dad has been mended because I've learned how to communicate more effectively with him. So that in itself has been really amazing. And I remember talking to Jenna on my discovery call, and I was like, I don't know how to hold space and I don't know how to listen. I have like a little bit of ADD, so my mind waters and I'm freaking out. Like, I don't know if I can just like sit there and listen to somebody for an hour talk. And she was like, we'll work through that. Don't worry. Like, and now I can hold space. Like, I want to say a bad word, but like, like I can hold space like a mother. Okay. And the other beautiful gift that I've just been able to like have, and I'll share my story about what happened this past weekend. It's literally a manifestation that came true. And it's all because I went through this program. I remember a year and a half ago, I was in my old job and I was hating it. And I started having these dreams of like really wanting to host beautiful retreats. And last weekend, I didn't host the retreat, but I was asked to speak at the retreat. And because of QCA, not only did I have the competence, the tools, the confidence to be able to facilitate for the very first time, but afterwards, seeing the women like crying during the Ring of Power visualization, having women have things come to them because we were at a business retreat and they were like, I wasn't even like thinking about what I wanted for my business. Your tool made me realize that I wanted to have a family. And just seeing the transformation within my time slot, being able to present at the retreat because I had everything that comes with QCA. And the feedback that I received, people were like, what are you talking about? Like, how is this your first time ever facilitating in front of a group setting? How is this your first time ever like doing anything like this? That was one of the most powerful things I've ever experienced. And it's all because of the tools from QCA. And because of the tool set from QCA, like I'm an Aquarius, I'm here to change the world, right? So like I've had this innate desire in my being, knowing that I'm here to create quantum change for the collective. And I never knew how. And it was always something that honestly led me to a lot of my depressive episodes. Every time I got into my most depressive episodes, it was always because I didn't know what my purpose was. Now it's so clear. And I have the tools to really empower other people and really allow people to love themselves more, because I truly believe with the power of love, that's how you create change. And now I have the tools and the skill set and the confidence and the community, most importantly, to help support me through that, because you are not alone on this journey. And when you get into QCA, you'll realize like Allie, like I have multiple facets to my personality. So it's like Allie, she's like my corporate girly. Like I'm a corporate kind of girl. I have Danny, who is just the most like loving and vulnerable and inspirational woman because she is so vulnerable. And you have like Lizzie, who just like makes my heart feel so warm and so seen and so validated. Like all of the women, you just realize they all have different stories, but they're just like you. And that was probably one of the most powerful aspects of QCA, was finally having this community and this type of group of women that you could always go to, always rely on, and just like be raw and authentic. Like Lauren said, like I was just crying in front of women. I never knew I could do that. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't know either. So thank you, Ashley. Honestly, I know they're talking about payment plans and how to make it work and follow your intuition. when I found Ashley, I had just gotten laid off from my job. I was worried about money. And I said, I don't even know what this is. I just know it's for me. And I paid for it all up front in cash because I was all in. And I told Ashley this before. I was like, if I knew what I would have received now when I was signing up, I would have paid double easily. Like, it is so worth the investment as long as you're willing to put in the effort and the time and really invest in yourself throughout the next 6 months.
Wow. 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 Thank you so much for sharing. You're so powerful. You are so fucking powerful. Everyone's like in the comments, like, what's the ring of power? I need that. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I'm speechless. My cheeks actually hurt from smiling so much in this hour. It's like, oh my gosh. Wow. And I think there's more questions. So if anyone has to hop off, I totally get it. Hop off. If you can stay on, great. I know Emma has a mentor coach meeting. But I there's a couple questions that were asked that I know that you all will have so much insight on. Kelly, thank you so much for sharing this. I think that it's just like, it's remarkable. I don't know. That's the word that's coming to me. It's fucking remarkable that you were in the place that you were in and you were like, nope, this is what I'm doing and I'm going all in. And here you are. And you were scared to show up on social media. And now you're just like, here I am, world. You're so freaking in the forefront now. You're there.
You're there. Terrified to show up on social media. And I'm still battling that. Like, I'm still battling that within, but like, because of all of the coaching that we can have during QCA with our mentors, because of Callie's business classes, it just gets, it's like a muscle, right? It's just getting better and better and better. And when I was at the retreat, like, I really locked in, what is my niche? Like, what am I really wanting to do with my coaching business? And now that I have that clarity, like, you just wait for my social media.
So ready for it. Lizzie, did you unmute yourself?
I did. I love Kelly. I love everyone on this call, but I just really wanted to shout out Kelly because in addition to like showing up on social media and like killing it, like being so amazing, I literally remember her sharing in the beginning that she was nervous. And then I saw her on social media maybe a couple of days later or a week. And I was like, Kelly, you don't look nervous at all. Like, you look beautiful and confident. You're doing all of that. And I kind of had a similar experience now because Kelly was sharing that like she didn't know how to listen or didn't know how to hold space. I would have never known that because she's incredible. Like, we haven't been paired up in QCA, but other than like practice rounds, but we really connected outside as just like new friends, which is really incredible. And in every conversation I have with Kelly, she's holding so much space. And Kelly, you're incredible. Like, you're an amazing listener. We hold such beautiful space. I always feel like seen, heard, supported. So thank you so much. And like, just to know that that was a transformation for you is so incredible because I would have never known. I was like, Kelly's got this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're amazing. So thank you.
So powerful. Yeah, they are all definitely soul sisters up in here. That's been a comment. Okay, couple questions. We'll do some rapid fire answers here. Paula said, how long did you ladies wait for your first clients? How long did you wait for your first clients before starting QCA, I guess? Or after you joined QCA, how long did it take for you to get clients? I'm going to switch the question around. Yeah.
I think the answer is it doesn't have to be an answer. I don't think there's a timeline. So, I mean, I don't want to speak for the group, but anywhere from Allie here in one day to people here for 4 years. So I really think it goes back to trusting yourself and knowing that if you are coming into this program, you will have the tools that you need. So there's no timeline. Like, if you have a client coming to you or you feel ready or you don't feel ready and feel those butterflies, it's time.
Love that.
Because
sorry.
Go ahead, Callie.
You also get practice clients within QCA. So like, don't just treat that as a practice client. Like, that is your client. So just a thought.
Yeah.
I would say as a like brand new coach, I had zero coaching knowledge or experience. I would say probably like the third or fourth class. So like that first month, like we didn't have all the tools that we learned. Like we didn't dive into NLP and the hypnotherapy and everything in depth yet. But just in that short amount of time, like I felt really confident of like, oh, I can coach somebody right now. Like I can kind of already do this. So it really is how much are you willing just to go in there and be messy and try it and spend the time really focused in class and doing the pre-study. But like, I felt pretty confident, not even a month into the program.
I would agree with Ellie. Because I was brand new too. And so, and like I said before, like I'm a perfectionist. And so I didn't want to start anything until I felt 100% ready. But I had someone that was essentially like begging me to coach her. And I thought, and it just like after like a month of doing this, we get such a strong foundation. And it's kind of like then along the way, you get these powerful tools to add to that. But if you've got the foundation, you can help people. And so I just really let go of my own ego and was like, this isn't about me being fully ready. This is about her needing a coach. And she wants me to be that for her, and I need to show up. And so it was a beautiful realization for me to know like I can help her already. And yeah, I just started. So it was probably a month or two into QCA and I was like, I'm ready. And she was so excited when I finally texted her. I'm like, let's do it. So, and it's been great.
Wow, that's awesome. I love that you had someone begging you, like, please coach me. That's awesome. Okay, Amber said, how do you deal with a spouse and partner that thinks that you're crazy for going into coaching?
I would say communication, and then also prove them wrong. They're going to start to see it. I think a lot of the ladies here have already mentioned just the relationships that have flourished by taking this program. And I know for my husband, he's like, wow, I have so much more patience. I'm like, do I? I didn't even realize the shifts. So I genuinely think they are going to realize the beautiful shifts before you might even realize them, which is so special. I know, Laura, you had mentioned you're a better wife because of it, but the tools do apply in real life. And that was something that really stuck out for me. This is not just professional growth, it's also personal growth. And that's a huge shift that your significant others and your partners are going to be able to see and acknowledge.
Such a good point. Such a good answer for that. I love, love, love that. And yes, prove them wrong 100%. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that. Yeah, go ahead.
And all of our spouses do take advantage of everything we're learning, by the way.
Yeah, totally. Totally. Okay. Another question. Ashley said, what was the hardest part about starting QCA? Where did you have to push yourself the most in the program?
I was very resistant. As Ashley knows, I was always like in the support, like, I don't know about this. I was feeling so much resistance with trusting the process. And they kept just saying like, trust the process, trust the process. And me being a type A personality control freak, I did not love that. But now in hindsight, oh my God, it was every single thing, like the people we're paired up with, like every single thing is so perfectly orchestrated. And so it really, I mean, QCA, like this whole process has helped me learn to just trust the process in life in general. In like my family at this point is like, I'll tell them something about their day about my day. And they'll be like, you know that 3 months ago or 6 months ago, you would have handled that so much differently. Like you would have been overwhelmed and stressed out and freaking the fuck out. And now I'm just like, oh, it is what it is. And everything's going to work out fine. And the whole, just like all the resistance that I felt, trust the process because it all works out perfectly.
Amen to that. Thank you for sharing that. We have a question from Vareem. When does the next QCA start? Getting so excited by everyone's words. I want to sign up. Okay, well, the next round, yay! The next round starts right now. Like we're enrolling right now. And so you'll if you enroll now, you start your pre-study work, and then our live call portion of the program will start in July. So July 14th, I believe, is our kickoff call. And to think, Laura, you would have had to wait till July 14th for our live calls to start. I think that's, yeah.
I
That's
feel like
always
it was, yeah, like it was meant to be. I was supposed to do this in January. Like I was feeling the momentum at that point after coming off of, life coaching and doing an online course. And I was just so in flow, and thank God I took the leap. Yeah.
I thank God you did. And I always say this to people. It's like, okay, you're either going to start now for July and be certified by November, and you're going to go into 2024, so weird. Go into 2024 ready to fucking go, like certified AF, like ready to go. Or you can wait until the next round, till January, and be, it's just like, we don't have time. We don't have time to wait. That's how I feel. I'm like, life, I don't know, especially being a mom. And I know there's a lot of moms that come into QCA. Life is just so fast now. Everything is moving at such a fast speed that I'm just like, we gotta do it now. That's my feeling.
I felt like, when do I want my life to really start? Like the sooner the better. I'm ready. And I will say to all the moms out there, I have a 4.5-year-old and a 3-year-old. My life is crazy. My career that I've been doing, I'm working full time, plus I'm doing this. So it is a lot on my plate, but you find the time. If it means enough to you, like I look back, and I would get up at 5 a.m. I would run on my treadmill, and I would listen to my modules as I was on my treadmill. You find the time. And when you have a passion for it, it's not hard to do it. It's exciting. Like I look forward to, doing my modules and QCA. It's so different than when I was in school and I was younger and I didn't have the passion. Now it's like, you make the time.
You make the time. I love that so much. And I couldn't agree more. I loved learning about coaching and transformation and how to do it. I couldn't get enough of it. It's just like, tell me everything, and yeah, listen to it whenever you freaking can. It's amazing. I love that. Such a good little nugget. Well, I just want to say thank you so much to all of you who showed up today for being here. So all of our amazing coaches for being here and sharing their hearts, their journeys, their vulnerability with us. I love you ladies so much. I love our cohort so much. I can't believe we're about to graduate in like 2 weeks or a week, less than a week. I don't even know, less than 2 weeks. It's absolutely insane. And you're all so amazing now, and you're all just at the beginning. Like there's so much ahead of you, and I'm so excited. And so, yeah, thank you. I'm just like making sure that I didn't miss any questions. Let's see. No. Okay, cool. Oh man, sign me up. QC, I can't even tell you, yesterday I had 222 and 555, and it's a validation. Amazing. I'm so excited. Okay. So on that note, the applications are officially open for QCA. Tomorrow, I'm going to share all the details of the program. Tomorrow, I'm going to go into more of the logistics of the program, but the applications are open. So our team will drop them in the chat right now so that you can click the link, read the whole website is amazing. And then you'll apply to the program. You'll get on a call with our amazing team. And yeah, if it's the right fit, you'll sign up, you'll come, you'll join us, you'll be part of it. And we can't wait to welcome you. If you have any questions for, there's one more question. If you have any questions for our beautiful panelists here, feel free to message them on Instagram. They'll pop in the chat on Facebook and drop their Instagram handles. Wait, one question before I let you all go. Wait, where is it? I missed it. Okay, hold on. Bella, did I miss a question? Oh, for those who are outside of the US, how did you balance the time difference on the calls? I think that all of you here in the US.
One of my clients was in Australia though.
Oh, okay. Can you share that a little bit about that?
Yeah. And she was a shift worker as well. And so we weren't able to schedule like on a weekly basis the same time. But in QCA, people who are here, they want it and they're gonna make it work. And so you have a while after the program to make it, like, get all the coaching done. So, we were able to just do it like 4 p.m. for me was like 9 a.m. for her. And you just make it work. Like everyone wants this so bad and they're all willing to be flexible with it.
Thank you for sharing that. It's very true. Like we just had a 7-hour intensive, and Katie, who's in Australia, she was up at 2 a.m. She was there for the intensive. So, and if she couldn't be, she could make that work up. So no worries. If you're overseas, especially Europe or England, we have Emma, Coach Emma, who is, she'll probably be your mentor coach in that case, and she'll help you work through that with your schedule as well. So
can I just say real quick, I had Katie too, and we made it work because she's in Australia. And the really cool thing is now I have a friend in Australia. So when I go to visit, I have
Laura and I are talking about taking our trip to go visit our 2 Australian friends.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. QCA all around the world. I love it so much. And then the last question is for the BIPOC coaches, what was the community experience like in QCA?
I'll speak to that because that is something I actually had the conversation with in my discovery call, because that's something that is very important for me, not only just as a person of color, but to make sure and it goes into the ecology, right? Like I want to make sure I'm entering a program that understands that there are differences. And what I love so much about the program is it does bring in a diverse mix. There were different people from different parts of the world, different skin colors, different beliefs, everything. And what I really admire about Ashley is she is consistently trying to learn and implement more and more into her program. And so like we have one of our QCA students, and she was one of my coaches, or that I coached, and she was hearing impaired. They figured out how to really cater the program so she could be included. So for me, I really, really appreciated it. And it was, again, it's something that I really value. I loved like the guest speaker that you had, Ashley, that I got to watch her training. It was amazing. And yeah, it really is. It's such a diverse group of people of all backgrounds. So I love it just because that's really where we get to learn. When there are a group of people that are so different and you come together and you learn that all of our stories are very similar. We go through similar deep inner critic issues. We deal with similar problems, being a mom, whatever it is. And when we can come together as a group and really learn from those experiences, we just see how much we are all the same. And so that's why I really did appreciate this container. And that was something very conscious of Ashley in the program. So I thoroughly enjoyed all of the diversity.
So we didn't get to go over the 5 biggest mistakes, but I feel like it all happened the way that it was supposed to today. And I will go through these tomorrow with you and catch us up on the training. So not to worry, we'll get through all of these. But here's what I want you to know. Being a master of your craft doesn't just happen overnight. It's a commitment and a value to continue to learn, to grow, and be the best coach ever. So what are you committed to, and how are you committed to it? And so your homework for today is to post in the group what your biggest takeaway was from our panel discussion, your aha moment, generate community, connect with another person that you haven't met yet. I know a lot of you have already connected with someone, which is amazing. And I want you to journal on how committed I am to my coaching craft. Write a list of all the ways you're committing to being the best possible coach that you can be. And how will you commit to your greatness and the greatness of your clients? Post it and tag me. Okay, we will post the homework in the group. Screenshot this right now and make sure that you post this in the group or post it on Instagram and tag me. My team is watching. This is all for the giveaway as well, but also for you to really just dig deeper within yourself and really get clear on, how you're going to commit to your craft and up-leveling in this area to be able to be the best possible coach that you can be. Because that's what we're all about. That is literally what we're all about. So tomorrow, how you'll step into your big coach energy, we're gonna review the 5 biggest mistakes, and we're going to get into NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and tools to add to your toolbox. And I am going to also share with you all the details about the Quantum Coaching Academy, the time, the transformation, the things that you will be learning, the things that you can look forward to in regards to understanding the way the program is structured and how it works. So stay tuned for tomorrow. I'm super excited. Again, if you have any questions, send me a message. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Ashley, for being here. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, Hope. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, everyone. I know I'm missing people. Trayana, thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. I can't wait. Until then, bye. Woo. We did some work today. Thank you so much for listening. You know I love my BAM fam. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who you know would love it too, because we live for the ripple effect over here. And how can you best support the show? Make sure you're subscribed, hit the 5 stars, and leave a review on iTunes, and let me know how the podcast has impacted you. I love being part of your real-time journey, so screenshot the episode and tag me and my guests on Instagram at ManifestWithAsh. Now say it with me. I am my own power source. I am the master of my own energy, and I deserve everything that I desire. We don't just talk about it over here, we be about it. Now go get 'em.